Welcome back, Camily. Things have been kind of hard since I moved, and I knew they would be. I knew moving here wasn't just about living in a different place and having a different home. It was about starting a different life for myself. My whole life has changed surrounding this move. I've launched a new career, I have new friends, and it's also just caused a huge internal shift. I've been going to therapy for years. Personal growth is really important to me. Therefore, I'm always changing. I'm always growing no matter where I am. But the move really prompted a lot of internal change in me and having to really be isolated for a while when I first got here. I had a bunch of friends I left behind in Florida, and I felt like truly alone, truly by myself. There was always someone I could call before and be like, hey, come over. And I just didn't have that anymore. And it was hard, but I think it was really necessary. It helped me to get closer to myself and realize who I am when absolutely no one is around. A lot of my self-identity is based off of the way other people perceive me, or at least the way I perceive them perceiving me. Telling a joke to a friend and they laugh, and it's like, yes, I'm a funny person, validation. But when you're just kind of alone a lot, you don't really have anyone to bounce off of. And so it was yet another point in my life, I feel like that's all my 20s have been so far, of me just kind of feeling like, wait, I feel like I don't even know who I am. I'll like do all this work to figure it out and feel really strong in my self-identity, and then it all shifts and I'm like, I don't even feel like that person anymore. But 6 months later, and I really feel like I'm the happiest with this version of myself. Of all the versions of myself that have come before me in the last 22 years, I can say that like I'm at my best right now. Even though I don't have a ton of friends to hang out with, even though I'm still kind of lonely, I've come through it and I am the happiest I've been. And I'm doing that completely on my own. Like there's no external reason for me to be this happy necessarily. Of course, I got my girls and I have my hobbies and the things that bring me joy, but pure, genuine happiness, that's coming from within. And I've been working really hard, especially in the last few months, to get to such a point. And now I'm skipping town. I'm going back to Florida temporarily. My younger sister is graduating high school. I'm so proud of her, and the whole family is coming out for the graduation. But I decided that I don't really want to like have a plan to come back. I'm definitely coming back at some point, but I'm heading there and I'm gonna drive. I'm so not looking forward to the drive, but I'm gonna drive, me and the girls down, Ozzy's gonna come with us, and I'll just kind of come back when I feel like it. So far, my like general vague plan is to stay for a month. I just think it will be really good for me. I definitely miss my friends and my family, and I think it'll be really cool coming back and having a new perspective. I feel like so much has changed in the last 6 months. It'll be really weird to be back there. I don't know, I just feel like such a new Cameron. I feel like I'm always saying that, like, oh, the new me. But like, I'm seriously always changing, you know? And I'm happy for that. I think that's really how life should be. If you didn't know, when I moved away, I went no contact with my mom. I talked about it in a video, vaguely, but we've always kind of had a troubled relationship, and it just got to a point where I felt like it was healthier for me if I just didn't talk to her for a while. And I really haven't, not since October. I think not talking for the last 6 months was definitely the right decision for me, but I finally feel ready to try and mend our relationship. So I'll be doing a lot of that while I'm down there as well. I think the length of my trip will also kind of depend on how that goes. I really hope we come to a point after this trip where there's distance between us, several states of distance between us. But when we do talk, it's meaningful and we can get along. I'll also be seeing my dad, of course, and my grandma is coming to the graduation, so I'll get to see her. And it's been a while since all of my siblings have been in one place. I think almost 2 years ago, Addie visited from Colorado, and that's the last time all the siblings were together in Florida. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a great trip. I've been working so hard lately. The last 6 months have just felt like a lot of very intentional work. And before I moved, I felt like my life was way more play than it was work. And now it's like all work, very little play, which is good. It feels refreshing. It feels like I've grown up a lot. My priorities are much more in order now. I'm doing all the things that I had hoped I'd be doing, you know? I just felt so stuck in Florida. There was no direction for me to go, so I had to leave. And now I get to go and just relax. Living in a vacation town, it's kind of hard to like focus on work, you know? It's not what it's built for. So to go back to that town with its intended purpose in mind, a vacation, it's gonna be great. Anyways, I have so much to do to plan for my trip, some errands to run. We're leaving in like 3 days. It's gonna be a 12-hour road trip, and driving that long with 2 kids, I wanna be as prepared as possible. So I'll take you guys along with me today as we get some stuff done. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling energized. The last few days, I've just had this burst of energy. Part of it is because I've been back at the gym. My arms are so sore. Oh my god, yesterday I went rock climbing. I went with Blair, my brother-in-law's girlfriend, and it's so fun to have a climbing buddy. We were trying all of the different routes. There's different colors for how difficult the route is, and I was yet to finish a purple route until yesterday. And not only did I finish one, I did it on the first try. I was so proud of myself, so pumped, but my arms are so sore today. But I think another reason I have so much energy is because I've been getting really good sleep lately. I'm one of those people that needs to be listening to something to fall asleep. And so I usually just pull up a YouTube video that's like 10 hours of white noise. But every time my sleep is interrupted by an ad, and it just wakes me up in my sleep. I'm just like, oh yeah, an ad, thanks. And it's super loud because I have to kind of blare it in order to get the full effect of the white noise. And so the ads are very loud. It got really frustrating. I finally got sick of it and downloaded an app that has helped me so much with falling asleep. Aura is a new mindfulness and sleep app that won Best of Apple Award and is used by over 7 million people. And it does so much more than provide me with sleep noise. It has thousands of meditations and stories, as well as CBT, life coaching, breath work, and spirituality. Aura's content is created by hundreds of expert coaches and therapists from around the world. It's an all-in-one wellness app for staying aligned and grounded. Not only has it helped me fall asleep, but I've integrated it into my therapy practice. After an intense therapy session, I'll pick a guided meditation on the Aura app, and it's the perfect thing to regulate my body before going about my day. I love how much variety there is, and it's all super personalized to me and my needs. Get started completely for free on Aura's website using my link in the description. The first 500 people get a free trial as well as an exclusive 25% off. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring today's video, and let's go run some errands. Before I leave the house, something needs to get done with this laundry pile. So my washing machine broke. This is so embarrassing. This is actually so embarrassing, okay. It was one that you opened from the top and put your clothes in, and it was huge. It had a big barrel in it. Cleaned so much clothes at once. Me and the girls were playing hide and seek, and I was like, I could fit in there. I don't even know what I was thinking. I was just trying to win. And I was like, I could fit in the washing machine. And there's really not a lot of places to hide in my house, so I was like, I'm gonna hide there. They will never find me. I broke it, of course. Of course I can't just sit in there and then it just like works fine after. No. So now I have laundry mountain that's been piling up. And guys, I have no clean clothes. I literally have no clean clothes. I don't know how I'm gonna pack for like a month-long trip when all of my laundry is here. And one thing about Ozzy, if there's laundry just out on the floor, he's gonna piss on it. Like, that's his favorite thing. That's why I can't leave laundry on the floor. So I just got my new washing machine yesterday and tried it out last night. And it worked. The barrel is so much smaller. I could wash like half the amount of clothes in it, but it's a washing machine, it works, and I got it used on Facebook Marketplace for super cheap, and the guy hauled away my old washing machine. So I'm super stressed. I had someone come out and try to fix my old one, and they were like, yeah, this is gonna cost like $900. You should just get a new one. And I'm like, so yeah, here we are. I need to move this to the dryer, and like for the next 3 days, I'm just constantly gonna be running clothes, running laundry, but I wanna at least get one load going before I leave the house for the day. I literally can't even get to my dryer to get the clothes out of there. First stop is the makeup store, Ulta to be particular. I ran out of eyebrows. I have been using contour, like brown contour, and a little brush to do my eyebrows, and it's definitely not the move. They look so bad. So yeah, I'm gonna get an actual eyebrow pencil as well as some concealers. That way I can pack my makeup bag and be all ready to go. So that's the first stop. Can someone please tell me why makeup is so expensive? I'm not a huge makeup person and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I've been using the Tarte Shape Tape for a long time, so I always just get that. So I got that, as well as a Morphe little brow moment. Tell me why it was $42 for these two things. But I did get a shade darker than I normally am, because look at me, I'm so fucking pale. And I hope to get a little bit more tan in Florida. At least a shade tanner. I bought this bathing suit the other day at Target. Super cute little green top and then a pink pair of bottoms. I thought it gave like watermelon vibes, super cute. But I did self-checkout and the tag, the sensor is still on there. So I gotta go back and get the sensor off. And I think I'm gonna get the kids a few toys, a few new fun toys for the car. Maybe like a sketch pad, the magnetic ones, just something that they could do in the car. Me and Landon used to do this drive all the time with Coco when she was little, and she had an iPad back then, and I don't do iPads anymore. And I'm really glad we don't do the iPad anymore. Like, that had to stop. Everyone can parent however they want, but personally, I never liked her having an iPad, and it's something that Landon like always gave into, but it did really come in clutch during road trips. So, gonna find something for them, but I do want to get in and out of there and like not get sucked into Target, you know? My receipt is broken. This is all I have. It does say, thank God, on this side that I got these two items, you know? Like, it's on the receipt, even though you can't see the rest of it. I feel like with self-checkout, it happens a lot, so I'm sure they won't even care. This year's Pride collection at Target just dropped, and usually it's kind of a meme, but this year I think they did pretty well. That's adorable. It's been a long time since I've vlogged in public, but I wanted to show you guys what I got. Dee Dee's birthday is this weekend, so I got some presents. She loves bingo, so a little bingo plush for her. She also specifically asked for a pink cup, little walkie-talkies. I thought Coco and Dee Dee would just like love this. Probably not for the car ride because it would, you know, a little too close, but they could just like go in different rooms and they would love it. And then for the road trip, they each got their own little drawing board. These are super cool. You just like click a button and it erases the whole thing. Coco used to have one of these and she lost it. And last but not least, again for Dee Dee's birthday, but kind of for both of them, a little play mat, a rainbow one. I thought they'd love it. I always like have my yoga mat out, and now they have their own mat. And I got my sensors removed on my bathing suit. My last errand of the day is dropping off my old Wi-Fi box at the UPS store. And then I'm done. And then I'm headed home. Pretty successful day. Days like these do kind of wear me out though. I think it was shopping and refusing to get a cart, so just carrying everything, and my arms are just so sore from yesterday. I don't know why I wouldn't just get a cart. I always do that. But I'm so excited to give Dee Dee her presents. I'm really bad at waiting to give people their presents. I always just like the second I buy it, I'm like, here you go. It's early, but here you go. But I really want her actual birthday to be special. We're not really doing much because we're gonna have an actual party once we get to Florida. But I do want to make it feel like her birthday on her actual birthday. So I'm gonna have to wait. I'm back home with the girls now. Before I picked them up though, I was really having a moment. I was just thinking about Dee Dee turning 3 and her growing up obviously makes me really sad, but also just thinking about where I was at in life 3 years ago around the time Dee Dee was born, and it just hit me that like summer is coming back, and that summer after Dee Dee was born was like the worst few months of my life. I was just in the worst place, and it's all coming back again. Anniversaries have been really weird. The summer is just never easy. It just feels really heavy ever since. And I also just feel like I missed out on Dee Dee being a baby. I was just going through so much, and those early years, I wasn't as present as I would like to have been. I feel like with Colette, I just soaked all of it up, every single moment. And with Dee, like, I can't even really remember much from that time. So yeah, I was bawling my eyes out. So when I picked them up, I did end up giving them the walkie-talkies early. I just knew it would cheer me up seeing them play with a new toy, so they've been doing that. But I think we're about to go for a walk, and then I'm gonna make dinner and everything. And that's pretty much it for today's video. The next video you'll see will be on the road, driving to Florida. I love filming road trip vlogs. It gives me something to look forward to at the pit stops, and I honestly love road trips. As much as this one's gonna suck because it's so long, you know, we're gonna stop halfway through and make like 2 full days out of it. It'll be like 6 hours each day. We'll take some breaks and see some sights and let Ozzy out. So yeah, it'll be fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, Camily.